Now for a break.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another episode of Gamecast.
The bi-quarterly semi-annual. Yeah!
And with me today is the ever-lovely Dylan Todd.
Oh, hi.
And the most exquisite Samuel Corbett.
Hey, girl. I don't know if I'd say most exquisite.
It could be argued to a certain degree.
And I'm, of course, your humble host, Damien. And we've got a whole host of topics to go over, so let's get to it before the world ends. Alright, so did you guys join the millions to watch the second episode of the Avengers?
I did. I actually watched it again today.
Twice.
Ooh.
Two
That
times.
good, huh?
2 times.
Rockefeller over here going to the movie pictures.
It's the Loma, son. Whatever.
Well, let's try and be spoiler free for those of us who sinned against Marvel kind.
Yeah. Sam.
What?
What? Huh?
I'll get to it, okay?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how you thought. It was definitely good. It wasn't everything I've ever wanted, like in a movie, but, I mean, maybe I was setting my expectations a little high.
I kind of agree with you there. I mean, it was a fun summer movie, but I don't know. It was kind of lacking in some respects as far as the story went. Because, well, how can I put it? You kind of feel like the entire movie is just there to be a stepping stone. And it's not really its own self-contained, like, oh, here's Ultron.
Right. Yeah, no, I definitely would agree with that. They they introduce Infinity Stones and all that, which I mean we've seen most of them already anyway. But
Yeah, there's like 2 missing.
honestly, being as spoiler free as I can, I think one of the things that disappointed me the most was the mid-credits scene. I was really hoping for something else out of that, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I even stayed until after the credits to see
I had heard that they said they're like, no, really, there's nothing after the credits, and I'm like, okay, Joss Whedon, we'll see. And then there wasn't anything after.
Joss, I'm gonna kill Buffy and bring her back 2 episodes later. Whedon.
Right.
Joss, I'm gonna make some pivotal plot point twist in the middle of an episode, and it's not gonna mean anything in the next episode. Whedon. Okay, that might have been a little too excessive, but.
So anyway,
man,
getting back to
that's
the part about how Sam needs to see it.
I'll get
Yeah.
to it, okay? I'm busy.
Yeah, great.
Like, I'll say, well, between me and you, Dylan, in that first sequence in the beginning,
Yeah.
when they do that cliche superhero, everybody jump at the same time thing.
Yeah.
Did you get the X-Men cartoon theme song stuck in your head?
I can
swear,
see that. Yeah, for sure.
that entire sequence, I was hearing the X-Men song.
Right. Yeah, I could definitely see that. I don't know. It was definitely a good movie. But I will say that when I saw it at the Loma today, which is a very small theater, and seeing it in the IMAX was just a million times better.
Yeah, I agree with that. IMAX so worth it for those kind of movies. Except I really hate wearing the glasses. They
Same,
just
jeez.
throw me off.
I have long, dainty eyelashes, and they always rub up against them.
Wow.
Well, my problem is I have vision impairment that I need real glasses for.
Yeah.
And those plastic shits don't really help. But
Don't all the hipsters just wear fake glasses? Anyway?
you.
What else? I mean, James Spader was really good, as Ultron. Which I mean, his voice is phenomenal anyway. So
I kind of felt I liked his character. I know a lot of people didn't because he's supposed to be a menace, but he kind of came off as a little. Well, it wasn't campy, but it was more approachable. Right.
okay.
It's a little hard to go into detail about that, but
Well, Nighthawk, spoiler alert, still useless. Hawkeye.
That's actually one of the big themes of the movie. movie too.
Actually, freaking West Coast Avengers in general are kind of useless.
Yeah, they spend a lot of time talking about how he can't hold a candle to everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's true. He's just really good at aiming. I mean, Lottie fucking da.
His entire character in this movie, though, Jeremy Renner,
Yeah.
it was a good fit. I liked it.
Oh yeah.
If we didn't
Like he
write
got it
anything,
to be a little. I mean, yeah, because I mean, yeah, obviously in the last movie he had to be all, mind controlled for 3/4 of the movie. So got to see his character a little more. Yeah.
he's well, I guess he's comic relief.
I'd say yeah. I mean, quite a bit.
But, well, things I didn't like. They didn't really leave a good setup for the Civil War. They kind of echoed to what might happen, but they didn't really.
Yeah.
They didn't
I mean,
hold on to the idea of.
They comically argue a little bit, and then that's about it.
Yeah. And the whole Minority Report science thing was kind of dull.
Have you, speaking of Civil War, though, have you seen, like, the actual cast list for Civil War?
Did they already release that? I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
I mean, a decent amount of it. It's pretty much going to be another Avengers movie. I mean, the only person I think I didn't really see was Mark Ruffalo, so no Hulk.
Oh.
Like,
I heard
everybody else, including Falcon, Vision, Martin Freeman's in it. Nobody knows who he's playing, but
Is The Rock gonna be in it?
Ooh.
that wouldn't surprise me.
Because he's supposed to be, well, Black Panther or Luke Cage, one of those.
Who?
The Rock.
Oh, The Rock's Black Adam.
Black Adam.
Shazam, yeah.
Shazam.
Yeah, something like that.
And they're gonna put the new Fantastic Four in that one, aren't they? Or are they waiting till
I don't
Infinity
think.
Wars?
Well, because Fantastic Four's still owned by Fox.
But I thought they worked out a deal with them for.
I haven't heard one for Fantastic Four. I know, obviously, Spider-Man they did, but I could be wrong on that. But
Are we ever gonna see Spider-Man join, the
supposed to be
Avengers?
Civil War. He's supposed to be making his debut for the main
Well,
universe.
Yeah, because Fox was talking about just going to like animation for new Spider-Man movies.
Or they could get Donald Glover.
Or
to play
they could get the
Spider-Man.
dong lover.
I could be down with that. I'm not
When
bothered
he's
by an
done with
African
Magic
American
Mike XXL.
Spider-Man.
'Cause
It
that's
could
the
work.
whole thing.
I like
Definitely.
his well, I've only seen him in Community, so I don't know if he plays the same character and everything. I guess we'll find out in Magic Mike 2.
Ooh, you know it.
Right.
I mean, worst comes to worst, they could always just get Ben Affleck, because apparently he's acceptable to play every superhero.
Do you bleed?
Right. If you will.
I'm like, oh great. The only roles I like Ben Affleck in is him playing a dickhead, because I can't imagine it's too far off from him being himself. Like his role in Mallrats, just perfect. I loved it. I'm like, hey, he's an asshole. It's not a stretch for him.
It set up the Ben Affleck archetype, basically.
It really did.
That was his birth.
If he comes back from Mallrats 2 and plays an asshole, I'll be completely okay with that.
Oh, I hope that movie actually works.
Seems
Right.
like it. I mean, Clerks 3's around the corner too. I
Yeah.
don't think anyone saw Tusk, so.
Apparently, enough people did to give him money to make the other two, though.
Yeah,
true.
he basically used us to fund
Yeah,
Mallrats
that was
2
the,
and
the sacrifice
Clerks
play.
3, which is weird because it was such a
I haven't seen Tusk yet.
I haven't
Me
seen
neither.
it.
I'm kind of scared to see it, to be honest.
Yeah,
Kevin Smith is very hit or miss.
very.
Yeah.
I mean, Red State wasn't that bad.
Didn't see that either.
I mean,
Like-
sometimes he makes Clerks and Mallrats, and sometimes he makes like Chasing Amy and Jersey Girl. I guess depends how gay he's feeling at the moment.
I feel like his wife was partly to do with the other two.
Yeah, most definitely.
No way, he didn't meet her till Dogma, I think.
Maybe
Or was it
it's,
Mallrats?
maybe it was
I don't
just
remember.
Jason Mewes being too high to do anything at the moment, so it's like, I guess I can make this movie real quick. Would be my assumption, at least.
Ugh. I'd say Red State's a good watch if you like John Goodman.
Who
do.
doesn't?
Right?
Even though he doesn't
Walter,
have
man.
he's not in the entire movie, but goddamn, his character's good.
Just happy to see more Kevin Smith stuff happening. Besides Comic Book Man. I mean, that show's always enjoyable, but it's
He's
just...
making a movie with his daughter, and it's about his favorite subject, Canada.
Yoga hosers.
Yeah, it's basically Clerks, but with girls and in Canada.
And some elements of Tusk or something, because Johnny Depp's in it.
Yeah, they're basically he's gonna do his Kevin Smith universe thing where he puts characters in different movies that they don't really need to be in. I.e. all of Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back.
Oh, lordy.
But it's not gonna be a total fan service. It's just gonna be like, hey, you saw Tusk?
Cool.
Here's some, like, more of what that part of the world's like in my universe. Enjoy.
That's great, kid. Said that's real fucking neato, Kevin.
Well, without a better segue, I'm not very good at
Something else
this.
happened.
I'm not very good at the segue things. I don't know. I guess because this is only episode
3?
3.
3, I think.
Yeah, officially.
We've gotten 3 done in, what, a year? That's not too bad.
Yeah.
That's
There
more
have been-
episodes than Valve's put out for Half-Life 2.
It's a valid point.
Well, Gabe can't count to 3, but he almost certainly will try and put hats in every game on Steam, including that damn. Okay, so did you guys buy a horse mount when the mods were for sale?
I did not. Every part of me kind of regrets it.
Horse armor, I mean, damn.
Oh, yeah.
I got mounts confused with armor. I should
Maybe
feel
it's front mouth
ashamed.
for your tune.
Oh, that was a tragedy. It was like
I had horse armor.
no, I mean the whole selling mods for Skyrim thing.
Saw that, and I like how they redacted it. Like the next day, they're like, maybe we were being hasty when we wanted you to pay up for mods.
Basically.
I mean, the thing is, I've never really gotten any mods from the actual Steam Workshop. The only time I've ever done it, it was just from the Elder Scrolls Nexus site, where it's
Yeah.
free already. I feel like that's the main hub already.
Yeah, I've actually used that for Skyrim, Oblivion, and Dark Souls to make sure that it worked.
I mean, like, I can understand what they're doing, and maybe if they went to more like a Radiohead 9 Inch Nails kind of deal where you pay whatever you want and there's like no real asking price, it could have worked, but they kind of
Well,
fucked up that.
They do that already. Like mod makers put donate buttons on their thing.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be surprised how much people are willing to pay if you give them the option to pay. Like, how many Humble Bundles have you seen where they've paid out like multiple thousands of dollars for some really shitty indie games?
Oh yeah. True that.
But,
I
I
feel
mean,
like most of those are tax write-offs, but
right. I mean,
I see what you're saying though.
yeah, I mean, I guess I'm glad Steam's kind of making these pushes to kind of expand how the community works and everything, but they kind of jumped right into it, and you know, they could also be making games during this time, so that's cool too, you know. They just got around to fixing the screenshot bug after 2-3 years.
Wow.
Yep. And it's still, I don't think it's officially been rolled out. I think it was in the beta version of the Steam client. I know. You're not
Like-
exactly proactive.
No, not at all. I feel like maybe they should do the Bandcamp thing
Right?
where after you click download or buy or whatever, it'll tell you how much do you want to pay for this.
I'd definitely be okay with that. Like, if I was really impressed with a mod, I'd definitely kick them some money. But
Oh yeah.
If they get to choose, then all it's gonna do is make me not ever want to buy it.
Definitely.
I'll kick you about, Tritty Fitty if I feel like you deserve it.
Tree fitty.
Tritty fitty.
Or $1.05, I suppose.
Or 2 bundles of grain. Do you bundle grain or do you... I think that's the wrong terminology.
Bushel? No.
It's a bag?
Survey says. Speaking of failures in video games.
Here's Sam.
Hoi.
Hoo! No, how about our friends in Japan, Konami?
Self-destructing, basically.
Well, I've heard he's gay. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
That confirmed. Kojima fired for loving the cock.
I wouldn't doubt that. Shameful display.
But no, Konami's self-destructing pretty quickly.
It's hard to feel sorry for them. It really is.
Yes, it really is.
Like, maybe I'll pick up MGS5 down the road, but I don't know if I can do it in good conscience. I'd rather give GameStop money for a used game than Konami money for a new game. That's how I feel right now. I'd rather have power to the players.
I feel like Kojima should just probably put up an eShop where he sells the game himself.
Right. Did you see, actually, since they pulled his name from all the credits, the guy who makes Goat Simulator made Goat Z and then put Kojima as a producer
Kojima's
for
name
it?
in the credits.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He was like, since he's been pulled from Metal Gear Solid 5, his fucking life's work, I guess I'd go ahead and give him some credits for Goat Z. Like, I can respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to justify what they're doing, and I know they're not really saying anything, but I assume it's just along the lines of Konami's cheap. I think that's what it really boils down to.
Well, I think from the news I've read, they don't even... most of their income or profits don't even come from the games.
That's what I heard. They were pushing for more gambling in Japan, and what is it categorized as? Entertainment, I think they call it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, cool, but there's still a lot of money to be made on this. Video games still rake in that cash.
Especially in the West, when they actually advertise their shit.
Right.
Sad day.
Then, yeah, I saw the PT demo got pulled, so if you don't have it now, it's pretty much gone forever.
And, like, if you had they were trying to sell PS4s that had it installed, and they were trying to sell them for, like, thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like
I
fucking
think
Flappy
eBay
Bird.
pulled the listings or something like that.
It's like
They
Flappy
probably
Bird
got
on
some
iPhones.
pressure.
Right.
I mean,
It's never coming back, kid. You're done.
I did hear a rumor that apparently Konami was going to bring back Silent Hills because of petitioning, but part of me feels like that's just internet bullshit, so I didn't read into it too greatly.
Yeah, if anything, they'll just sell off the assets to some developer, no name, that wants to make a game.
Yeah.
Gearbox.
And it'll probably just end up like Silent Hill 4 did.
It was
What?
such a recipe for success. I don't understand.
Yeah.
You had Del Toro, you had Kojima, you had Norman Reedus, which you could sell douchebags if you put Norman Reedus' face on it. That's what it really comes down to.
Basically.
Like, anyone would buy that. But they can't even be trusted with their old games, because apparently the Silent Hill HD collection was just botched out the gate as well.
Oh, that was fucking... Ugh. Burn every copy you see, because it's terrible.
Yeah, so glad I never bothered.
Like, just put the money into the old versions.
I mean,
Or even the PC versions.
Metal Gear HD collection turned out fine. I don't know why it was so hard to just take a game and then copy pasta it.
Well, it's because they lost the damn code.
Oh yeah,
And the
that's
people
right.
they put in charge of the HD translation wanted to do new voices because they thought they knew what they were doing.
Because I guess just making a backup's too hard.
That or they just left the servers on a fire and they're like, fuck it, what else is in there? I don't know.
Couldn't they just take one of their game discs and somehow reverse engineer it to get some of the shit off of it? Anything?
No.
Too much work.
Well, I don't know that it's necessarily possible because, well, I don't know the architecture, but I'm imagining that it's some sort of executable on the disc, and you can't
Yeah,
really tear those apart.
that's true.
Well, in an easy way that makes like sense.
I'm sure there's some crafty people out there, like the team that's rebuilding Resident Evil 2.5.
Oh, when are they gonna HD remake that?
The rumor I heard last was Zero might be up for the remake treatment next, which
Because Rebecca's such a useful character.
she's seen some shit, man.
Oh, I always feel bad.
She's covered wars.
I always feel bad when I let her die in the first game.
They always kept her ass around.
Else, because it's a lot of. Well, I guess it isn't a waste of ammo at that point, but I don't know. I just couldn't be bothered.
I mean,
Oh man.
if Capcom likes money, then they would do a Resident Evil 2, but they're a little slow to catch on, if you haven't noticed, onto what
Whew.
people want.
Well, they make all their money by nickel and diming you for costumes and levels and characters.
Because remember the last time Capcom kind of went off the rain without Shinji making it? They had Chris punching a fucking boulder. That's what happened.
Oh, I bought that when I was on sale on Steam so I could relive it. Much appreciated.
Then 6 was just fucking ridiculous.
I still haven't played that.
It's, as a game,
It's really
it's
something.
okay, yeah. But as terms of a Resident Evil, like the Leon campaign started out just fine, you know. You didn't get a lot of ammo, you didn't have any power-ups or ability to up your stats. So it was still kind of like, hey, I'm kind of getting my ass beat, I'm going to spend more time running. And then after that, you just become godlike again. And on Jacob's campaign, there's a part where you ride a crotch rocket off the top of a skyscraper and land on the road and just keep driving. That was fucking it for me. I didn't know what to
So-
say.
It was like that scene in True Lies, except you were the terrorist.
Yup. It was really something. I'm like, wow. Please never do this again, Capcom.
Well, they didn't do too bad with Revelations. I'm still
Heard
trying to get through
Revelations
that.
2 is not
It's
great though.
despite the new 3DS having 2 sticks built in, it's still a
Right.
pain in the ass to play.
I do need to get on Revelations. It seems like it was a okay kind of mashup between
I played it. It
more
was decent.
classic Resident Evil and the boulder punching, crotch rocket skyscraper versions.
It's a return to form, but you can tell that they basically took like whatever engine was running part 4 and 5 and they just stripped it of like all the ammo stuff, all the stores and things like that, and they put in the all that touchscreen stuff.
So necessary, always.
Yeah, I mean it's fun, but the controls just make it hard to enjoy it, in my opinion.
Someday I'll get to it.
But speaking of first impressions, how about that there Splatoon, was it First Strike?
Global Test Fire, I think they were calling it.
Global Test Fire.
Which, in being typical Nintendo, they just can't put out a fucking beta for anything. They have to make it three-hour blocks. One of which late at night, the second one very early in the morning, and then the third one in the afternoon. Which they didn't really broadcast it too well, so you just kind of had to be ready for it when it showed up. I think it could turn out to be fun. Definitely something you'd want to play with your friends. Voice chat. Oh wait, you can't fucking do that. Because Nintendo. All the guns seem to work pretty decently. Sniping was fun, but if you're just trying to cover the area with paint, which is the main objective in Turf War, then it's not going to do you a lot of good. I saw a lot of people throwing out that the roller was OP, which it kind of is, because you can not only fling paint at people like a weapon, but of course you can just roll it on the ground and cover up mass areas. And if there's an enemy in front of you when you're rolling it, it will like one-shot them instantly. So I can kind of see how people think the roller is a little OP, and just depending on, I guess, how it goes with being able to level up abilities, it very well could stay OP. I know they're talking about introducing new weapons like paintbrushes and stuff like that down the road, but unfortunately in my some stint with it, it did appear that it could be a little overpowered. But overall, kind of fun. Definitely will check out, but I don't think it'll be a day one purchase because they're talking about a lot of free content, but it won't be out until later. So I'm like, okay, I can wait then. That's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a day one purchase at all.
No, I played through it and I was just like, this is fun, but is this like $60 fun? I don't think so.
Yeah. I think the more important piece of Nintendo news this week, the fact that Nintendo is teaming up with Universal Studios to make Nintendo theme parks.
I'll be there in a heartbeat.
Oh, as soon as Hyrule opens up, dude. Fuck. I'm gonna be the first one in line for a Majora's Mask prop.
Ah, yes. Could I just, like, work there? Like, live as a villager in Animal Crossing Town?
Right. Or just walk around as like a Pokemon trainer.
I could definitely do that. Just be the guy that stops you for every random encounter.
I wonder if they could... Well... No, I'm just thinking, like... How many damn licenses are they gonna pack into a single park?
Right. All of them. Is the answer.
You come in on Samus's ship at the entrance, and then you're leaded through a garden of fire-breathing flowers and green pipes that are enormous for no reason.
Me and like some of the people at work were trying to think of like what attractions you could like put in. What if you had like a Space Mountain ride that was like Rainbow Road?
Oh, dude.
You fall off and die, like, halfway through?
Hopefully without that part.
They could definitely do like what's that future world? Was it Tomorrowland? In Disney?
Yeah, Tomorrowland? Yeah.
They could do that, but with something else like
Or like a Donkey Kong Country minecart ride.
Dude.
Right. Just think about it, bro.
And then they're just playing that song
Yep.
from the TV show. Or even the DK rap.
I'd be down with that.
Gotta have the DK rap.
They could definitely do an Animal Crossing village to make sure that they get all your money before you leave.
Yeah, everything you catch with your net actually costs real money.
Like, hey guys, now here's bells, and you can't leave this fucking theme park until you pay me back.
And you get chased by Mr. Renzetti when you don't return your bells.
I think what else they could throw in there. I mean, they could try working a Metroid one because they couldn't just make a new Metroid game or Star Fox. Still waiting on that. I ain't bitter.
Oh, they'll just have a barrel roll ride.
I'd be down with that.
It'll be those Pharaoh seesaws, except it goes all the way around.
And everyone can sit down as a different pilot. One can be Fox, one can be Falco, one can be Peppy. Whoever starts as Slippy can get shot down at the beginning of the ride and go nowhere.
Help me, Fox!
I mean, that could be like a child one.
That could actually be like a bumper cars type of thing. Where it's you and your friends getting chased around by Wolf and his friends.
It could be fun. Yell out every terrible thing they said by like Leon and what was his name? The pig. Pigsy? Close enough.
Porkins, something,
Your dad screamed
ham
real good before he died. Let's just go with something like Ham Hawks. Something like that. Good old Ham Hawks. I'll never forget them. All I really remember is Leon the Chameleon being a British chameleon. Let's not forget that.
Of course.
Talking some hot shit to Peppy. Yeah, they could do that. Of course, they could do Mario. They could just fucking build Peach's Castle. If they wanted to build Isle Delfino, I'd be fucking down for that.
They could probably have a boxing ring so you could fight your friends.
I'm sure they'd probably make something Splatoon related, considering it's their first new IP in like 10 years or so. A Pikmin area.
Ooh. I'd be down for that. Help Olimar find his rocket pieces.
You could do a Luigi's Mansion. Kind of like the Han Mansion that they
That
have
would
at
be-
Disney.
Yeah.
That would be the dankest shit of all time.
They would have to have a racetrack for some F-Zero action.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that other franchise they haven't done shit with in over 10 years. Yeah, that's right.
Well, I mean, they're milking Captain Falcon.
Yes, they certainly are. But fuck putting him in his own game. But the last time I heard, Miyamoto's reasoning for that was if he was to make another F-Zero game, he would want a control scheme that like works more based around like how F-Zero would play. I'm like, oh, you mean like a GameCube controller? That seemed to work on the GameCube when you had a GameCube controller, so you could just fucking do that again. I know Mario Kart works fine enough with a gamepad, so I don't know why this is so difficult for him.
I think that's just a nice way of saying, I don't want to do that.
I think so. I know he probably has some projects up on the shelf that he's always tried, but there's just some things he can't make happen.
Definitely. Well, there's a lot to look forward to with that whole theme park idea.
Definitely.
Hopefully it's not just a whole bunch of fluff to distract people from the state of Nintendo gaming.
I mean, they are making money, so I can't knock them for that, but I do kind of wish there was more coming out. A Fire Emblem place would be legit. I just don't know what they would really do.
Oh, yeah.
You could go on a ride where you just get dunked by Marth on Final Destination, I guess.
They could have Simon Belmont's whip challenge.
Somebody
How about
else
you?
have them in Smash.
Speaking of whipping.
Whoa. Segways are real.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
so good at this.
Legit. May usually brings the beginning of convention season. As far as, like, pulp culture goes. So, I guess, are you guys planning any convention trips this year?
Not off the top of my head. What's the one they have in Chicago in August? Is that the Wizard?
That's Wizard World Chicago, yeah.
I know we planned on going to that last year, but I think we all just kind
I
of
plan on
about
going to it this year too, but
Yeah,
until
that would
the
be.
giant bag of money falls out of the sky.
Yeah, that would
Is
be.
it that expensive?
No, I just don't. I'm just broke.
Oh.
I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke.
I'm broke. I'm broke.
Hashtag struggle's real.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to go to that one, but beyond that, there's not too many. I don't think. I'd hate to go and see it turn into a dash con where you just get an extra hour in the ball pit.
The ball pit.
There's so many damn fake conventions now. You gotta be careful of that.
Yeah, I hear you. There's a few that happen around here that I might go to. I know they got a retro game one that happens, I think, in July.
God, Phoenix Comic Con got awesome after we left.
It did?
Oh yeah, it's legit now.
It's not just because the Negri's always there, is it?
Well, maybe. I mean, that certainly can't hurt.
Oh, man.
It's like
I
all the
kind of
main
regret
ones
never
look
visiting it
easy.
once. What was that?
I said it seems like all the main cosplayers live in Arizona.
Right?
Well, they know how to breed women.
That's very true.
Where the booth babes at?
I mean, if Negri's there, I'm sure the turnout's going to be okay. That's usually
Well-
what it just boils down to.
Well, turnout as in cosplayers or as in greasy, sweaty neck
Def-
beards?
definitely the neck beards.
Well, I guess that's how they make their money.
Yeah.
The conventions, I mean. Well, I guess both.
I mean, I went to the one they had, not last year, but 2 years ago in Vegas, and she was there, and... Oh...
Regale us of your stories of meeting.
So, it was a nice summer day, basically. We walk into the con, And of course she has a mad lineup. Like, it's deep. I'm talking balls deep. And she's there, she's signing autographs, she's having people come around, like, take the picture with her in front of a picture of her. It's basically Nig reception. And then, we're over on the side and we're like, hey, Jessica, hey, can we get a photo with you? Hi.
Time out from the game.
Hey, notice me, senpai. So she was actually nice enough. Like, she saw us, she acknowledged us, and then she got up from her booth, came around out onto the floor, and actually took a photo with us. And then she gave me a hug, and I got to hug those warlocks. And it was pretty much everything I could ever imagine it would be.
And that was the last time Samuel ever met Jessica Nigri.
Yeah, that restraining order's got to lapse at some point.
She sounds like a total bro, though.
Yeah, she was pretty cool about it. I mean, she was at her little booth where, she was obviously getting paid for things and chatting up people that I'm sure she didn't care too much about, but, just enough to be nice and keep the monies rolling in. So she was able to get up from her booth, and she came around to us, and she didn't get swarmed or picked apart, which, is kind of surprising, I guess I'd say. And she was able to get some photos with us, and then she just went back to making money and not wasting time on us little peons for free. So she was nice. There's some other ones I noticed there. There was Monica Lee was there, which was cool. I think the only other one there that I recognized was Leanna Vamp. Everyone else was just unknown to me. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I'm sure you have a Facebook or something. I'll look into it.
Most of them are unknown to me.
That's really how it is. Like, I know a few of them. I know Monica Lee, Jessica Nigri, and, like, Lindsay Elise, and that's really about where I stopped paying attention.
As far as cosplayers go, yeah, I think the only one I ever tried to, like, follow on social media was Jessica.
She blew up over the past couple of years. I remember when she was still trying to beg people on Facebook and like, I'm close to 1 million people following me. And now she's probably somewhere in the ballpark of like 2 to 3 million.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think now her focus is trying to blow up YouTube.
Yeah, she's definitely been hitting that up more, especially the ninja.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't even.
She got that costume in Osaka Castle. I think that's what it was called.
Did she really?
Yeah,
No
it's
shit.
like that's a souvenir they sell there is a ninja costume.
Nice.
And of course she's gonna sex it up. Gotta
Naturally.
get them mouse clicks.
Well, she definitely knows her demographic.
Oh, definitely.
Every
Every single one of her videos.
Every now and then she'll definitely complain that, oh, people just say all my cosplays are sexy and my tits are out. And I'm like, it's true, not all of them are, but, 90% of them are, because you like, having a place to live and being able to pay your bills. I understand.
Just
There's
let's
no
keep
hate from me.
let's keep it real.
Like, come on. You ain't got a lie to kick it, Jessica. We love you for what you are.
I respect your grind.
Yes. And, those sweater cows.
Oh, I would respect them so very much.
Hear that? I fucking hear that. But yeah, that's really about it for me on cons. I don't really have any big outings planned unless I catch wind of something or a big name shows up that I just have
Yeah.
to meet before I die. I'm sure Olivia Munn's not doing anything. She could probably show up to a couple more.
No, I don't think she needs to. She's got that movie star money now.
She's got that
Aaron
NFL
Rodgers
money.
Like, hey, if you guys ever want to like
Oh, yeah,
relaunch Attack the Show, then sure. Otherwise,
She's got that Psylocke money.
True. Like, if you guys ever want to try like relaunching Attack the Show on Twitch, I'm totally down with that. But until then, she should just really stay away from trying to do comedy, because it just bombed on the Daily Show so damn hard. Like, I ain't forget that shit. You ain't funny. You just need Kevin there setting up your jokes.
Basically. She
Really
was,
would.
yeah, she was for lack of a better term, arm candy.
Basically. Like, she did well on Attack the Show just because a lot of her jokes were set up for her, or it's just a whole lot of situational humor. And then she went to the Daily Show where she had to make up her own jokes, and deliveries were based solely on her, and then she was just It was just a train wreck, man. People did not
Right.
want her on that show, and I totally understand.
Kind of glad that ended.
Yeah. I guess she really needs some money, is what it came down to.
So she got topless on Magic Mike. Was it Magic Mike?
Dylan?
Yep. One of the movies she was in, she just finally went topless.
Yeah, it was Magic Mike.
I'm sure she made a fuss about it, and then ended up doing it anyway. She's like, well, I'm definitely not having any other offers roll in. Because she had her newlywed show that lasted like 3 episodes, I think.
I haven't even heard of that.
Yep, because it got
Yeah,
canceled
exactly,
that
yeah.
instantly.
Wow.
Beyond that, I don't think she's really had too much going on. I mean, now she's starting to get some more roles, but she had a slump there.
She was on that show, was it The Network or whatever?
Oh yeah,
Network.
where they were like, this is the greatest show in like cable television history. Then didn't that get canceled too?
Yeah, I think so. They didn't pick it up for season 2.
Yep, well, man, what a shock. Well, you know.
Yeah, I didn't hear about that either, so.
Yep. She didn't really have staying power is the problem.
Or Kevin Pereira setting her up.
Yeah, she just needed Kevin there basically to do all the hard work for her. But yes, I'll live. Kevin Rose got his money. He fucking left AOTS and made Dig and then sold it before it bombed, so he's just sitting pretty right now.
Yeah, he's on a mountain of money. Goddamn.
I remember Dig. It was a thing people used before Reddit.
Yeah, it was basically a thumbs up website.
It's really what it just came down to. I mean, it was kind of interesting, but the more I used it, the more I hated myself and the site. It's that thing you did in high school when every other thing was blocked behind a proxy.
Oh, I used to get around those proxies no problem.
My trick
Build
back,
my own goddamn proxy.
My trick
Hacksaws
back-
over here.
yeah, my trick back in the day would just go and translate the page in Google Translate, and then you could still look at it. So I guess you could say I'm basically as good as Anon when it comes to getting around places.
Max hacks were elite there.
And then I had AIM added to the iGoogle, or Google homepage as it was called for a while, so I was still able to web chat with people, so I'm pretty much the best at this.
Oh yeah. I think those Wild West days are gone from us now.
Yeah. Considering we all have smartphones, can you imagine if we had that when we were in high school? And you could just fucking look at your MySpace and your Zangas and your Friendsters on your phone. And you could chat on AIM. It would have been so nice.
Oh, I would have put up so many depressing posts if I had that kind
God.
of access.
God, there have been so many more emo quotes I could have put out. Instead of when I was living off the grid, basically, in the wilds of Coloma, Michigan.
And you could only be emailed to those most close to you.
Basically. Let me write this blog real quick so people can know how deep I am.
Oh. Man. Nostalgia.
To be 15 again.
With a 506k modem.
Be 15 and have emo hair again. Or hair in general.
Oh man, getting old. Let's shift gears here.
Ooh. So my life's falling apart! I think Dylan disappeared, by the way.
No, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he's just so turned off by our conversation of old nostalgic things.
Alright, too busy leveling his tune.
I'm not even playing WoW. I haven't been playing WoW the entire time.
Good.
Kind of figured that rapid tapping was you playing WoW, collecting gold, loot, loot, loot.
Yeah.
But speaking of games that we've been playing, see that was a good segue.
Ooh, nailed it.
I've seen
Oh
better.
yeah. Oh, thank you. Anyway, how about recent game pickups or recent game that you've been playing?
Most recently, and by recently I mean at this very moment in time, I've been playing that Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze because I got it for free from Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
It's basically what you'd expect from a Donkey Kong game. I would not spend money on this, that's for certain.
Is it like a platformer or?
Yeah, it's a side-scrolling platformer. There's Cranky Kong, as Reggie will not let us ever forget. Like, we don't have any games to show, so here's Tropical Freeze. Meanwhile, Jeff Keighley trying so desperately to get some sort of information on Smash Bros. And he's like, but Cranky Kong, guys, buy this game. I'm like, no, it's fucking shit. Beyond that, been doing a little Dark Souls on the side, Smash Bros, and some of the Mario Karts, and that's really about it for me.
It's pretty solid, but like half of those games are all from last year, aren't they?
Yeah, there's really nothing new for me to play.
It's really been a sad year. Well, not sad, just lacking.
It's been more hype and disappointment than anything.
Oh yeah. I think I got that Mortal Kombat X. I bought the super expensive version because it was there.
Sometimes that's
What
just
now?
how you gotta do it.
It's well, a little bit of history. The last Mortal Kombat game I seriously played was Annihilation,
Mm-hmm.
where they basically took Deception and threw a million characters at it,
Right.
and the most ridiculous boss battle in the history of Mortal Kombat.
Oh God, I remember that. Mm.
Yeah, Blaze or whatever the fuck his name was basically an asshole that could just curb stomp every one of your attacks.
Yep.
It's like, oh, you're gonna throw a high punch, I'm just gonna punish that with this. But anyways, I digress. Mortal Kombat X is serviceable
Yeah.
as far as the
I've
Mortal
enjoyed
Kombat
it.
game goes. Yeah, I mean,
Apparently the PC port is broken as all get up, but on consoles it seems to be okay, I guess.
yep, NetherRealm knows how to make console games still, surprisingly.
I'm glad someone's doing it. It's not that hard to port, at least I don't think it is, so good on them.
As far as... Wow, that was excessive.
What?
As far as the story goes, they kind of made it like a movie,
Yeah.
except with QTs. And it was alright. It was a nice little waste of a Sunday afternoon.
Right.
It seemed like an okay offering for what I was expecting it to be.
I think the online stuff is still kind of off and on, but that not couch co-op, but couch fighting or just single player, it's alright.
Yeah. Fighters Online still have a little ways to go.
Yeah, I don't think our network infrastructure can handle it. Lord knows Smash doesn't work online.
I was gonna say, yeah.
That
See
seems like it
Smash
works when
Bros.
it feels like it.
I mean,
Much.
like For Glory, most of the time it's just unplayable because there's always that half a second lag. For some
Yeah.
reason, I can play custom games with my friends, and it plays fine. Like, it almost plays just like you would in person. But anytime you try to do For Glory, it's like they automatically throw you into games where they know there's going to be lag, because it just never feels like you can play as well as you do, like, just sitting next to someone playing. Just
It
not
makes
for
you
me.
think if the architecture they're using is like custom games, it's basically you connecting to someone else. But when it's one of those, I guess, ranked type things, if you're trying to connect to one of their servers, that's supposed to host it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not up to par as far as the networking goes.
Yeah. I mean, Nintendo doesn't really know how to internet, so I'm not really shocked
Pretty
there,
much.
but I just wish For Glory could play well, because it just never does. It seems like no one else has the problem when I play, but I always end up getting stomped out for it.
Nintendo must just hate Michigan.
Pretty
Guessing
much.
so.
I think other games I've been playing, I've been trying to get into Scholar of the First Sin, which is the HD remake of Dark Souls 2.
I've been treating
Yeah.
you.
And I've finally gotten past the first 20 minutes of getting my face stomped into. Ugh. It's like learning to play games all over again, basically.
Just gotta be wary of Drake.
Oh, And then I heard they put a whole bunch of higher level stuff in the early game of this remake, so
Just to fuck with you.
yeah, I must just be I don't know. I just don't into Praise the Sun, I guess. It's fun though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Dark Souls 1 is quite as god-awful as people make it out to be, but definitely has its moments, that's for damn certain.
Oh, that one was really fun. Haven't finished it, but it was fun as hell.
Yeah, it's been good times all around for me, too.
And as far as I haven't really been playing any other games besides maybe, well, I tried getting into Magic, but I keep getting stomped by the bots.
That'll happen.
Like, they, as far as Magic the game goes, on the Xbox game, not the
Yeah.
card game.
I think I've played pretty much all those.
They give you a deck and they're like, okay, go have fun, and then you get your ass beat a few times and they're like, I guess they're trying to push you into the deck editor without telling you, you should probably change your deck out.
So that deck is shit. Try again, asshole.
Basically. I was literally trying to fight the first, like, legit, not tutorial person. Or bot. Whatever you call them. And she was just, like, the first few hands, she was just kind of putting down lands, kind of just setting up her mana and doing nothing, and I was chipping away at her life. And then all of a sudden, she's got a horde of fucking zombies coming out of every damn corner of her hand. And I've got, like, 10 guys staring at my life, all wanting to take a piece out of it.
For old Mistress Magic.
Magic's just not one of those games you just jump into without thinking about it.
God, no.
I mean, have you played Hearthstone?
That's another game I keep getting my ass handed to in. I think I'm still going through, well, they're not tutorials, they're like those characters that you have to unlock by beating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've only literally beaten the hunter. That game seems a bit more accessible as far
Yeah,
as
it is.
jumping in and out of.
Right.
And I could play it at work on my breaks. Air quotes.
Nice thing about Hearthstone, too, is you know they're not going to make another one for like 10 years, so you have plenty of time to get good at it.
They don't have to make another one.
True that.
They just have to keep making cards and change the rules every now and then.
Pretty much.
Keep on their toes.
It is a money machine. Sounds like a delicious snack you grabbed there.
Man. Mom's hooked me up.
Mom spaghetti.
Aww, yeah. Well, it's been a lovely Mother's Day that we've been having.
Oh, definitely. Nothing but torrential downpour.
Yeah, thunderstorms, earthquakes.
I didn't think it was really raining that badly here today, but my mom said she got stuck in some nastiness.
Oof.
Yeah, up here in KZoo, it got pretty dicey there for a minute.
I think right now there's still thunderstorms flying up ahead. And the potential for tornadoes.
A high potential for it to get swamp nutsy up here with the humidity.
Oh, I feel ya. I think yesterday it was 61% and it was the worst day of my life.
Jesus. Well, here in Michigan, we experienced our first earthquake ever, so that was nice.
How'd you enjoy that?
Well, I was eating tacos while it was happening, so I guess it was okay.
I was driving. I didn't even feel it.
That's
How
suspension.
intense it was.
Jeez.
I was just sitting there. I was on my break eating some tacos, and I thought it was just the install bay going crazy, and then just kept happening. I'm like, either it just exploded or we just had an earthquake. Luckily,
I
it was
think
the latter.
whenever it happened the first few times over here, I always thought it was the neighbors being assholes. But then I started to realize that it was coming from the bottom floor and going up.
So Godzilla.
Basically, I was thinking, oh, Rapture's come again.
That or tremors could be happening.
Oh, Tremors.
It's the graboids.
That was definitely a movie of my youth that I enjoyed every minute of.
Oh, definitely. I've only seen it about 10 trillion times.
Oh, used to be able to quote what's his face's lines.
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
They're under the ground.
Oh, whatever happened to movies like that?
People changed. They used to like cool movies.
War has changed.
War
never
changes.
changes. I gotta tell you guys, I think we did a good job this time.
Oh yeah, definitely less technical errors. No Weston's screaming about sports in the background.
Oh, well, it was seriously like the Super Bowl the last time we did it, wasn't it? Or the
It
game
was
before
it was like an NFC. Yeah, it was the NFC championship game.
Something like that.
Yeah, that was 3 months ago. God damn, guys.
Yep.
He was
Well, here's-
wiling out.
Here's to hoping that this happens a little more often than not.
Maybe next month. Big old maybe on that one.
Yes. Well,
Yep.
let's say we'll be back next week for
Okay.
I hope so.
or if not next week, the week after. How about
Yeah.
would a bi-weekly thing work?
Now you're being
Probably.
realistic, maybe, kind of.
If the rapture doesn't happen first.
Well, then. Damn, how do you... I'm not very good at ending things.
What was
but-
that? Well, then.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit that out. In post.
No, leave it in.
Leave it in.
I don't want people to hear how dumb I sound when I can't think of what to say. Duh. So for the first and hopefully in a continuing bi-weekly podcast, that's hard to say. Bi-weekly,
What's your preferred?
maybe.
Almost weekly?
Okay.
You got this.
man, it's too hard to say goodbye, I guess.
It's because I miss you guys. So, I'm Damien, and this has been another Gamecast. Cast. Is the echo kind of cheesy, or?
Oh no, I think it adds to it.
I think it'd be better if it was an actual echo.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
Not obviously you just say cast over and over again.
No, that's totally a button I was
That's
pressing.
oh, sure, yeah.
Or you
that.
put some horns into it too, that'd be better.
Alright. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yep, bye guys.
Yo.